Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, May 27th, 2022. Fire potential impacts are shown for the next couple of days here. We do have a pretty significant cold front coming into the region starting today through the weekend and early next week. It's pretty cold, it's got quite a bit of moisture for some precipitation with it. But out ahead of that front, we do have some hot, dry, windy conditions, especially in southern Nevada and across much of Utah today. Continuing tomorrow for central and southern Utah and far southern Nevada, and then to an even lesser extent on Sunday in just far southern and southeast Utah. But we can see the cooler temperatures with pretty good chances for widespread precipitation across the northern half and even some of our eastern areas into Sunday and Monday. Past 24 hours of precip and lightning shown here. We did see a few thunderstorms developing over northern Nevada and southern Idaho and up into eastern Idaho as well yesterday. Current fire activity is still showing light initial attack with fires continuing to pop up in Utah and far southern Nevada. Precipitation for the past 30 days is shown here with the observed amounts on the left and the percent of normal on the right. Some areas saw quite a bit of precip in May, especially over western Idaho and portions of western Wyoming as well, and even a few pockets in northeast Nevada and central Utah, but there were some very dry spots as well, including western Nevada and the southern third of the Great Basin. ERCs have been on the upward trend across the south, of course, with the warm dry pattern down there. In southern Nevada, those values are quite a bit above the historical maximums for the time of year, as it has been very dry and quite warm. And further east in far southern Utah and the Arizona Strip, those values are also quite high for the time of year, but not reaching records just yet. This morning's satellite imagery is showing that ridge that quickly moved into the basin is also quickly exiting off to the east, as we see a very strong large area of low pressure moving into the Pacific Northwest. This is already bringing some cooler temperatures into northern and western portions of the basin. So for this afternoon, again, we can really see the impacts of that trough moving into the northern half of the geographic area with some dry, gusty conditions out ahead of that front in southern Nevada and Utah. A closer look here shows our gusty southwest winds over southern Nevada and southern and southwest Utah. These winds in northern and western Nevada are post-cold frontal, where temperatures have dropped a little bit. Probability of precip shown on the right, showing those chances for showers across Idaho and Wyoming today. On Saturday, that low continues to drop further southward and track east. This will bring continued showers, especially dropping further south into Utah, and cooler temperatures area-wide, but also keep breezy conditions in the southern tip of Nevada and southern Utah. So on Saturday, the wind speeds do tighten up or pick up on Saturday. On Saturday, wind speeds pick up quite a bit over southern and southeast Utah, with gusts upward of 40 miles an hour, and winds also remain quite windy behind the front in western and northern Nevada. Probability of precip continues to be quite high over Idaho, Wyoming, and even increasing over northern Nevada and northern Utah, even into central Utah on Saturday with this cool wet system. More of the same is expected on Sunday as the center of the low pressure swings into Idaho, further dropping temperatures region-wide and continuing to bring the chance of showers to the northern half of the area. Winds are still strong across far southern Utah. Again, still windy across most of the region. Most of these winds become post-frontal with cooler temperatures and higher relative humidities, but here in southern and southeast Utah, we're still in that warm, dry air ahead of the front, and probability of precip remaining high everywhere and even dropping into central and even southern Utah with cooler temperatures and higher relative humidities and chances of showers. The 3-day precip totals are shown here with pretty good precipitation amounts expected, especially for a late May storm in Idaho, western Wyoming, and the higher elevations of the northern half of Utah. We will expect to see high elevation snow. On Monday, the remnants of that storm are still with us. It's still kind of hanging out. So another quite cool day with chance for showers over, again, the northern half and to include the northern half of Utah. On Tuesday, that low finally weakens and begins to move off to the east for decreasing chances of precipitation and slightly warming temperatures. And then the temperatures will continue to warm midweek as a ridge builds back in and we come back to seasonal temperatures. And that takes us into Thursday. We're still seeing some general troughiness across the Pacific Northwest and western U.S., so we'll see what happens here, but at least our temperature should be coming back up to normal. 7-day precip totals are shown here. Most of this precip is coming over the weekend, with drying early next week. The extended forecast from the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures over Utah and into eastern Nevada, with above normal chances for precip across Idaho and a drier pattern over the southern Great Basin. And this concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back on Monday for the latest updates.